She's lived two places in her whole life. She's lived with her parents in Syracuse, and after our marriage, she moved in here. We've been here 39 years, and it's been a show.
Did you know that the 39th anniversary was a new kitchen?
That's
the modern gift.
Do you remember walking out here when you could play a tune? It was a trampoline, and there was a squeak, and the squeak. Turns out the squeak was a gas line rubbing against the floor joist. That was
probably one jump away from it.
But that's how bad it was. The house always needed a lot of work. The house was built in 1817. It's an old house, and we just put a lot into it over the years. But
it's a unique house. It has character, and I wouldn't trade it for a brand new house. And that's, I know you would. But that was when we started this project. Before we did it, we discussed, do we want to move somewhere? Do we want to downsize? And all our memories are here. I mean, we have been here since the day we got married. So 39 years today.
We're not going anywhere. So if we're not going to go anywhere, our kitchen was so bad. It was unusable. We could not be in the kitchen together. There was no counter space. We were bumping into each other. It was just unbelievably bad.
And I do a lot of baking for Christmas, and consequently I have a lot of supplies for that. And there was no place. We had a baker's rack that had pots and pans, and you had to take everything off to get to what you wanted. I'd open the spice cabinet, you'd take one thing out and everything else would fall out because there were just not enough places for things.
They fixed everything that was wrong, and it wasn't an easy process. To take the sills out, replace the sills, take the walls out in January, to do a project like this and not do it right would have been a travesty. Those guys were amazing. The attitudes, the problem solving, how can we do this, how can we make it work, was unbelievable. It just made us so happy to know that.
And they were happy every day, even when things went wrong. It was like, well,
but really, they came in every day with great attitudes, worked hard every day. They never sat around. They didn't sit around. I mean, there's a lot to be said for someone that comes to work in the morning and starts work right away. Okay. I mean, it's just been
a pleasure. Having them in, I mean, you have people come into your house that you've never met before, and by the time they're leaving, you feel like you've known them your whole life.
Obviously, this is awesome. This is all awesome here. It wouldn't have been the same without the people that we worked with.
We did this 30 years ago. We redid the kitchen. We didn't have the money to do high-end anything, and we did what we could. And from that point on, I was keeping ideas. I knew what I wanted. I would make notes of what I would change, how I would like it. So I knew I had the design in my head. I just needed to see pictures to confirm what I thought I wanted. And the first design that came, it was like, that's it.
Who did that? Paul?
Yeah.
Man, he was impressive. He even threw a turkey on the island.
And added grills.
Out there. At one point, he thought he might have been like an eighth of an inch off or something like that.
And right before it started.
He came back out to make sure. That's the attention to detail that we saw the entire renovation, the entire project. That eighth of an inch was not acceptable. Mary Ellen she's a cook. I mean, take a look at me, she's a cook. She'll use this kitchen more than 99% of the people out there. I will reap the benefits many times over for what what we've done here. We're thrilled. You would think a kitchen wouldn't be that big a deal, and for a lot of people, they might not think so. They might say, "Oh, it's a kitchen." I have to tell you, this has been life-changing. It really has. It affects your whole mood. Every problem we had was solved. It's hard for people to understand. We lived with problems for so many years. All the problems that we had are now solved. You know, it's so easy now. It's just such a radical change in our lives. There's not a downside. There hasn't been a problem.
Project been completed to your satisfaction?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it has. It has. We got nothing bad to say. Nothing bad to say. This was a good transaction for us. I think it's worth every penny that we spent. They were above and beyond every day.
They're great guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't find
Every
guys like
day.
that.